Hi YouTube, welcome back to another video where I sit and talk about anything and everything. And today's video is basically related to detachment and how to detach from things that would literally drain you because you're just putting too much attention into them. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this because I felt at certain point in my life I had this idea of getting attached to things, getting attached to people, getting attached to, whatever I had in my life. And then, I had to learn the art of detachment to be able to actually sit back and see I'm no longer attached to this. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because simply all my videos are like series of like what I went through and what I would, want to share with you. If I had to redo my life again, I would just take certain lessons in the way that I'm putting them in order. So I talked about like a lot of things, and every time I give you something and I tell you like this is the best thing that you can do for yourself, and which is true because most of the time when I'm sharing like all of these things, it's coming from my own experience and it's coming from something that I lived on. So it's not, based on a story or anything, but it's based on how I felt as a human being. That doesn't mean like my experience is going to match yours, but it just means that my experience is just an idea or a perspective for you to learn from. So let me just talk about being attached. So being attached means that if you're like in a place in your life where you're attached to people, you're attached to things. So if you're attached to people, even if they hurt you, you're gonna stay. Even if they disrespect you, you're gonna stay. Simply because you're attached to the person. You're attached to the idea that you draw in your mind about having this person in your life and having a future with that person, no matter what kind of relationship. And when it comes up to being attached to things, it's like whether you have money, cars, houses, whatever you have in your life that you feel or you're scared of like losing. So we call these things having attachment to it. It means like you actually cannot imagine your life without that thing simply because you're too attached to it. Like when we grow up, we were attached to our mothers, we were attached to our parents, whatever, and then at certain point we start realizing like, oh my god, I'm getting traumatized from this or it's like, oh this, and we learn to build boundaries from those kind of like traumatizing experiences, whether it's like with family, with friends, whatever you're going through. And then you reach a point in your life where holding into these things or holding into these people is literally going to cause you a lot of pain. So what you're going to do is like learn the art of detachment, learning how to let go of things. And that doesn't mean like you're giving up or you're a loser. If your peace is going to cost you the name of a loser, then be it. Learn to accept whatever comes with that, because at that point you will at least be able to understand what is going on there, right? So that was like how I used to perceive things, years ago. And let me tell you how to detach. I start by defining what is the one thing that is driving me to these people or to these things. Like, what is the one thing that is actually causing all of these things, and then not allowing me to, or not allowing myself to move forward simply because I'm too attached to that idea. And it turns out most of these things, or most of these people, were ideas inside my brain, and they were like more of, how can I say, it's a lesson or it's a test on letting go of things, let them, like the theory of let them as well, let them, let anything be it, and let yourself build, boundaries and more standards and along the way, so you get to be able to sort of like just show up as the best version of yourself. And whatever that costs, you would just assume like, this is what I'm gonna do no matter what the cost is. So the art of, detachment was basically, for me, was basically just letting go of things and trusting that I'm going to get better and trusting that I'm going to receive better. And if it's meant to be for me, it is going to, be for me. If it's not meant to be for me, it is not meant to be for me. And sometimes I don't dig deeper into things. I call it get out of your brain. Because sometimes we like to know the reason why, like, oh, why this person is acting like this, or why am I going through this, and we just want to know the answer. And sometimes not having an answer is actually an answer. So I reached a point in my life where I was like, you know what, it's a moment where I want to let go of everything that it's not giving me the same energy back. Whether it's things, whether it's people, friends, family, whatever it is, I am gonna just be on a journey where I'm just gonna look for me, I'm gonna find me, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. And, I don't know how much this is gonna cost me, but all I knew is like, I'm gonna be happy. So I'm not gonna allow myself to be less happy just because I am settling for this or I am accepting this. And I'm not also going to judge myself or say like, oh my God, this is stupid or whatever. You will never find me talking negative about myself. Even if the word is burning, I am gonna speak positively to myself. I'll be like, that's not you. I'm also a Gen Z, so that adds on top of it. But what I'm trying to say here is like, the art of detachment is actually the best thing you can do to let go of the past, live in the present, and trust that whatever is coming or whatever it is there for you in the future, you will find it. And you don't need to put much, efforts nor a lot of things, because here's how the word works. Success is not like, there isn't a number of success that, okay, we would run out of success in this word, right? So everyone in this word have it. And it's not like, and also achievements or achieving goals or whatever, it's not like a piece of cake where everyone would just grab something and then there won't be, any pieces for you. No, it's like an infinite pieces. You can get yours. But since you know this, since you know that success is there for all of us, since you know like achievement or getting your goals done is also there for all of us, what would you do? Would you just show up with this personality or this character that you have? Or would you take time to invest more on yourself, on like, whether it's like art of detachment, whether it's like, I don't know, whatever is going on, improving yourself and showing up as the best version of yourself. So it's like, this is what I had going on in my head at that time. And I felt like, you know what? That's definitely what I want to do moving forward. And I'm trying to get my bag. Wait. Yeah, so it's like that was how I felt back then. And I am not gonna lie to you, that was like the best decision I've ever took. Like, that was really, really cool. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you today. If you're in a place where you are, feeling like there is a lot that you're missing or success is gonna skip you, no, you're wrong. And most of us feel just like these things are like just, running out in this word, and that's totally wrong. Like, you can definitely achieve it, you can definitely create it. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching today's video, and see you guys on tomorrow. Bye bye.